Hi. It is finally happening. The 2024 Astrology and Human Design update and overview. I am so excited for this year. I have been building up this broadcast for what feels like months. I don't know if it's actually been months because time has been weird. I've been sick on and off. I have not been feeling the best. And it hasn't been fun because I love to show up for you guys so much. I love to do these updates so much. And it has been really frustrating to just feel like shit. And I'm feeling better. Finally, it's been a roller coaster though. So we'll see. I do feel like this is due to some of the transits we've had going on, the Mercury retrograde, the Jupiter retrograde, Saturn going direct, Neptune going direct, Uranus is about to go direct, which I'll be getting into all of these things and more. Just to break down what this overview is going to be like, what it's going to cover, I am going to give you all a brief little overview and teaser of 2024, and then I will I'll do a month-to-month play-by-play because there's a lot going on. And I want to make sure I cover everything. Honestly, when I've been putting together this overview and like update, if y'all could see the amount of things I have in front of me right now, it's felt like I've been preparing for like an exam or something, like a 30-page report that I've had to write. Because I think in previous years I've done just like horoscope overviews, which has been a little easier. But this was a lot of gathering information. So I'm going to try to break it down in a simple way. We're going to, like I said, do an overview first, and then I will go into what's going on every single month. And we'll just see what comes out as well. I will answer your comments at the end. If I get in the comment section before I'm done, I will get distracted. I know myself too well at this point. So if you have questions, put them in the chat and I will get to them at the end. So yeah, January of 2024. First of all, 2024 is a Saturn year. And Saturn is really the planet. Saturn has become my favorite planet. But Saturn is really the planet of long-term fulfillment, success, and gain when we are disciplined and committed to something. It's the energy of building a house. Like really, this is what Saturn reminds me of. You have to dig up the foundation. You have to lay the pipes. You have to pour the cement of the foundation of the house, right? You have to do all of this upheaval and deep dive work before you can even lay the foundation for the house. Then you have to build the walls, the framing, right? Then you paint the walls, you insulate the walls, then you paint them. Then y'all get it. Then you can actually live in the house. But first too, you have to decorate it, right? You have to plan and you have to be really disciplined to this whole process and seeing everything through every single step of the way. And then you get to live in the house and it's done, right? It's like, finally, this is Saturn energy. It's not something that happens overnight, like winning the lottery, which is Jupiter energy. It takes a long-term commitment and process of discipline and dedication. And you will see those long-term rewards pay off over time, but it's not something that happens instantly, like we see kind of with Jupiter. So because we're in a Saturn year, this is really the energy of this year, is putting in the work to make your dreams a reality. And because Saturn is in Pisces, this just amplifies the message of working really hard and being disciplined towards pursuing your dreams and making it a reality, right? Saturn is also the planet of bringing tangible things from the ethers, like the idea of a house, down into the physical and making it happen. So that is really the overview of what it means to be in a Saturn year and what this year is going to have us really focus on is what are we committed and what are we disciplined to? And that might change and it might evolve throughout the year, but as long as we are not giving up on ourselves, we will see the rewards. We will reap the benefits of building the house and being able to live in it, right? Making our dreams a reality. We will see that come into fruition this year. So that's what I'm excited about this year. It's also my Saturn return, and I'm personally really, really, really excited about it. So yeah, that is a general overview. The major transits will have, the major outer planets will have moving are Jupiter and Pluto. So Pluto goes into Aquarius again on the 20th when we begin Aquarius season, which I'll get into in a little bit. I'm going to also pull up my chart to walk you guys through visually the transits month to month. So I'll go deeper into the 20th when I do that. But really, Pluto in Aquarius is bringing this energy of, again, like, what is your dream? Aquarius is the energy of long-term visions and what we really want for our future, and how that is going to not only improve our own lives, but improve the lives of the collective, and how we're going to, it's the energy of the grassroots movement, right? If you haven't heard of what a grassroots movement is, it's when people build and form a small community for a certain cause or movement. Like the civil rights movement started this way, right? It started as a grassroots thing. And that is how the change happened, was because people came together to create this thing. And it was like a ripple effect that changed our laws and changed our society. And this is Aquarius energy. I believe Saturn was actually in Aquarius back then when the civil rights movement was happening, but I don't remember exactly. Don't quote me on that. Mercury is squaring Neptune right now. Communication, ideas, and thoughts, remembrance, memory is a little foggy, but it's that energy regardless of, we are doing things to change our own lives, yes, that are going to create a ripple effect in the collective and ultimately change our society over the next 20 years, change our systems that are in place, change our schooling, our institutions, everything about how we're living and existing as a society, I feel like is changing majorly over the next 20 years because of Pluto being in Aquarius. We're also going to start to have more of a symbiotic relationship with technology and utilize technology in an intentional way, and hopefully good way for most of us, to improve our lives as well. So that's a big thing with Pluto and Aquarius too, is kind of merging ourselves more as a society with technology. But I feel like it's going to create a lot of good in that sense, where there's going to be more awareness around having a healthy relationship with technology. And we're going to see different people becoming mainstream. We're going to see the influencer movement change. We're going to see celebrities as a whole change, because that's very Pluto and Capricorn. And like I said, we're moving out of that. There will be a couple months in 2024 where we move back into Pluto and Capricorn. It will be like the last hurrah of Pluto and Capricorn. That will be from September to November, I believe, which I'll get into when I do the month to month. But we will end the year with Pluto being in Aquarius, and it's going to stay there until 2043, which is honestly an insane date to just be like saying out loud, 2043. Anyways, so that's Pluto. Pretty big change happening there. It's going to impact the economy as well. So will Jupiter and Taurus, and it moving into Gemini. So that's the other outer planet that's moving signs this year, is Jupiter. Jupiter will be moving from Taurus into Gemini on May 26th. So that's a significant change as well. Jupiter does change signs every year, but that's really the only one we'll see shift, because Saturn will be in Pisces all year. Neptune will be in Pisces all year. Uranus is going to be in Taurus all year. Saturn will be in Pisces all year. I feel like I'm missing one. The North Node and Chiron will be in Aries all year. So we're not going to see too many shifts or changes on those fronts. That will stay pretty consistent until at least early 2025. which I want to start to get into, but I'm not. I'll save that for next year. So exciting shifts, exciting changes. We also don't have a Venus retrograde this year, which is another exciting thing happening. I feel like a lot of us who have been doing work in terms of partnership and relationships will step into more aligned relationships or find that within our relationships. Because the South Node is in Libra, we're releasing a lot of our values around what it means to be in partnership, right? Outdated values, outdated ways of relating to other people. A lot of us too might be releasing old, outdated friendships, connections, and really calling in a new tribe, a new community. And then with that, a new sense of belonging, because Pluto will be in Aquarius as well. Aquarius is a sign of like finding our like-minded people, finding our community, finding our tribe. I really akin Aquarius energy to social media too. So I think there will be a lot of changes there on that front. And like I said, the whole who's famous, who's considered an influential person will be changing as well. So the retrograde cycles of, I'm going to get into the retrograde cycles of 2024 and then of the inner planets, and then the eclipses. Because the North and South Node will be in Aries and Libra all year, those are the signs that the eclipses will be in. And we do have a total solar eclipse happening this year. So the retrograde cycles, we have Mercury. What did I tell y'all about Mercury squaring Neptune right now? I swear to God. Mercury will be retrograde. Well, Mercury just went direct, thank the Lord. But we are in the post shadow, and I personally am still feeling it because it's in my third house of communication and squaring Neptune in my area of work. But so we'll have, it's interesting that most of the Mercury retrogrades are going to be in fire signs. We will have one in Virgo that will go back into Leo. But we have 3 in 2024. There's a Mercury retrograde from April, all of April almost. Then we have one almost all of August. And then we have another Mercury retrograde the end of November until the middle of December. Mars retrograde we don't have happening until the end of the year. It will happen on December 6th, which is great because the fact that there are very few inner planets and not Venus won't be at all going retrograde in 2024 indicates to me that this will really be a year of what I talked about earlier, of it being a Saturn year. Will really be a year of forward momentum and like, what are you building? What are you doing? How are you taking inspired action to change your life and create better life circumstances for yourself and those around you? So this really feels like a year of huge forward momentum, huge changes. It reminds me of the 8 of Wands, if you're familiar with tarot, where things are just like moving really, really quickly. And I really feel 2024 is going to be an instrumental year for all of us, where it's like my life wasn't the same after that. Kind of in the same way that 2020 was, but not so painful and like dramatic. It will be just kind of like I'm seeing the like a visual of running upstairs, but it's like we're not getting out of breath. We're like sprinting up the stairs. I really feel like that's energetically how 2024 is going to go for a lot of us. Obviously that depends on your personal transits and things and where you're at in your life, but generally I really feel we're going to be stepping it up in a new way, and that's going to create this huge ripple effect of change. Then we have a Jupiter retrograde in October. All the outer planets go retrograde every year pretty much, so I'm not going to focus on those too much. I will be talking about them in my month-to-month overview, just bringing them up briefly for when the exact dates are for certain planets going retrograde. And what I'm using for this is the Magic of Eye Planner. Like right in the beginning, it has, see that looks blurry on my end. It has all of the moon, new and full moons here, and then the eclipses, and then all of the planets that will be going retrograde, their dates and when they go direct. So then for the eclipses, we have the first eclipse of 2024 on March 25th. It will be a full moon in Libra at 5 degrees. So if you have anything around those degrees of Libra at Aries, that will be significant for you. Full moon in Libra eclipse, March 25th. I feel like this is going to bring, and I'll probably go deeper into this when I do the month to month. This is going to bring a lot of closure to relationships, a lot of manifestation in terms of relationships. What I mentioned earlier, if you're single, it's going to bring someone in or just deepen someone that's in your life that feels really aligned. Or if you're already in something, a relationship, it's going to deepen that relationship, bring a lot of clarity to how you want to move forward in that relationship. Then next eclipse is on April 8th. So technically eclipse season starts March 25th and it will end around April 8th, April 10th. This will be a total solar eclipse on April 8th in Aries. So this is a huge new beginning. This is a huge energy of pioneering is what I'm getting. The word, such an interesting word to come through. Implementation, taking action on something. Again, putting in the work to build that house so that by the end of the year, you're living in it. Next eclipse season starts on September 17th with a full moon in Pisces. This will be a partial lunar eclipse. That one feels interesting. It feels very creative. It feels like a lot of creative projects will be coming to a close, or if you are like working on something big, this is when you launch it, finish the project, actually like put it out into the world kind of thing. It's, full moons again are closure. They're ending of 6-month cycles. So this is really a time where we're going to be creatively wrapping something up and probably sharing it with the world. Then we end that eclipse season on October 2nd with a new moon solar eclipse in the sign of Libra. So this is a new beginning in relationships. This is a new beginning in your values. When I give my, actually, I want to look right now. I want to look at what gate it will be in human design. So let's see, October 2nd, full moon, solar eclipse, 1849 universal time is when it will happen. It will be in gate 48 of depth. Yeah. So this might be a time where we set new intentions, like I said, with our relationships to deepen those connections. Some of us might be beginning a new relationship around that time, or just, again, committing to someone, getting really serious about committing our energy to someone. It also might be a time of cultivating a new skill. Like if you move, learning interior design to make your space really feel luxurious and elevated, maybe learning feng shui as well, kind of thing. Because gate 48 is the gate of cultivating skills. It feels like, because this is a new moon eclipse, we are setting intentions around cultivating a greater sense of depth and practice to whatever we want to shift and whatever we want to be better about, whatever we want to shift in our relationships and whatever we want to be better about in our lives. Because again, gate 48 is the gate of devoting yourself to a skill to master it. So that's exciting. And I will go into the human design gates for the other eclipses when I end the month-to-month play-by-play. So that is an overview of 2024, the eclipses, the retrogrades, the outer planets we have moving. And yeah, I'm super excited. I hope to see you all of 2024 and that we continue to grow and evolve and learn together in this space. I love you so much. Bye, y'all.